So this is a fantasy suite.
It is.
Recap. So we got Blake goes to the monk. No touching. No touching.
No touching.
No touching.
No touching.
No touching.
Do you think she really just said that as a lie?
No,
She's like, you're being a little handsy, bud.
Yeah. Like, I need my space. Let's go hang out with the monks right now.
I get it. Like, you're really frustrated that you think other people are doing this, but they are.
They are. Have you not watched the show ever? Yeah, I only have a couple of, I think I have 3 pages of notes, and that's it.
Yeah, I only have, but I have a lot. I have a lot of things I need to say.
You do? Okay.
I don't know if I need to say it, but I like this episode.
You did like this episode?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. You know what I also found out is that it's not eavesdropping, it's eavesdropping.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Unless people were fucking with me because I believed it. Eavesdropping.
Instead of eavesdropping.
I always thought it was eavesdropping.
So Eve is like Bible? It's like that lady's
like over
listening?
the eave? Like you're like listening over the eave.
Oh. What? Let's look it up.
Yeah, okay. Then we got to start this podcast.
We got to start this. You have new shoes. They're very clean.
I think I just bought them. I don't know if I like them. I feel like they're too white.
Well, here, eavesdrop.
Yeah, eavesdrop.
You're right.
Yeah.
A person who listens under the eaves. You're right.
Under the eaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eaves like leaves.
See?
Good
I
job.
feel like I was an idiot for not knowing that.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought it was ease too.
Yeah.
Eavesdropping.
But I had a moment of dumbness, and I think I said eavesdrop.
Oh, so you really went for it.
No, but I was like, eavesdrop. And they're like, you're saying that wrong. I'm like, earsdrop? And they're like, no, it's eaves.
Eaves.
This is Petals and Pricks with Kelsie and Jurkens, where we talk about me and recap The Bachelor. Jurkens loves it. Kelsie's never seen the show, but she's giving it a try for true friendship. Petals and Pricks with Kelsie and Jurkens.
Jonah Jurkens.
Kelsie Huff.
Oh my gosh, welcome back to our podcast.
Which is Petals and Pricks. Petals and Pricks.
Pedals.
Remix. Oh, the guys, how more white can one person be?
Like, woo, 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 woo.
Is that still a thing?
You're like trying to be a hip Yosemite Sam. Anyway, besides being total nerd idiots.
Can we do a whole podcast?
Wait, let's just tell them what we're doing first. Side note.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Okay. We're really trying, you guys,
yeah.
focus. So we are a Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise franchise podcast.
Yes.
Jonah loves the show.
I do.
Loves reality TV in general.
great.
I, Kelsie Huff, don't love the show, don't love reality TV
Not
in
a fan.
general. But we're here for friendship
Right.
and breaking down, recapping.
Yep.
We go way off on tangents about movies and our personal lives, so buckle up.
I don't think we go off on tangents at all.
I love it. We have things on YouTube now, and Jonah was checking the comments, and people are time stamping when we actually start talking.
Yeah, I think we're like 15 minutes in when someone writes, "Hey, you actually want to start talking about The Bachelor?" And then we were like, "All right, that's fine."
Sorry, Nancy, you're getting more teammates on your side.
For the first time listeners, Kelsie never watched the show.
Yeah, Nick Vile was my first season.
And then I just thought that, she's good. This is her journey into falling in love with reality TV.
Yeah, Jonah thought I'd love it.
It's been the opposite.
Yeah. The journey has done a flippity flip flop.
Yeah.
Now Jonah still loves the show, but I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong here, you're sort of seeing it in a different light.
I'm just seeing the
perhaps.
repetitiveness of it, but I do like it. For instance, this episode I thought was very good, which we're on week 9, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm upset that you started a petition to stop all reality TV.
No one's signing it.
Well, not enough because you're at 4 million signs already.
Can I tell you a secret, Jonah?
Yes, you can.
There are reality shows that I do like. Like, for example, I've talked about Mythbusters before, and you were like, that's not a reality
You
TV
like
show.
the nerd ones.
Yeah, I like when people work together.
Yeah.
Or game shows where people like work together. The other one I'm loving, The Great British Bake Off.
Oh, yeah?
Jason and I watch it, and I know it's like we're way behind on the whole. Over in the UK, it's huge, and then it's been on Netflix for a couple seasons now. I love it so much.
Everyone keeps talking about it, but for some reason I'm boycotting it. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, maybe because
I was
it's
like,
not like
Chopped,
a
and then I watched
catty
Chopped,
bitch
and I was
show.
like, it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, like, I don't know. I feel like it's like people working together, and everybody's so supportive. Even when they fail, they're like, you'll get it next time. You know, cheerio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for Ian threw away his ice cream cake the other day. Oh, it was tragedy.
One of my favorite reality TV shows, which you would hate so much because it was hosted by The Rock.
Well, I don't hate The Rock.
Oh, he's great in this, and now I'm forgetting what the name is.
Why do you think I would hate The Rock?
Hero. It's called Hero.
Oh.
And it was about...
Does he sing in
what,
it?
Well, the whole thing was like about like what makes a hero, right? I think it was called Hero. And it was like, it put these people against each other, but like he would like, sometimes like they all have like tasks, and he'd come by and he's like, hey, just let you know, if you choose to do this, you're actually going to screw them over by two minutes, but you get $20,000.
So
or if you choose not to, they actually get 2 minutes. Like this, we're actually giving them something that helps. So do you want to help yourself? Or you want to help them right now?
So it's about like, gurgle.
Yeah.
It's about like self.
Well, it's just like what makes a hero a hero.
Yeah.
Is
So
it
it's not just
is it sacrifice? Is it looking out for yourself? Because all these people had stories where they were like needed this money for their family.
Yeah.
Or for this or for that. No, nobody had like a really selfish story. Everyone had like a really amazing story, and it was just like what makes a hero a hero. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was great. And you see The Rock show up in camouflage, and it was real silly.
It's funny though. It also seems like a very like rich person gladiator thing to do a little bit. Like
it was a little
bit. Hey, you guys can't eat.
Yeah.
Let's put you in a pit and figure out how to win, but in like an emotionally abusive way.
Right.
Oh no, I don't like that. But I do like The Rock.
Right.
As far as Moana, I loved him in Moana.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
There's this one where like they had something find someone on a bus or whatever, and something happened to this girl. There's 2 girls there, and then he was like, what did he say? He said something like, okay, she can go on this bus and get this thing done, or if you could, he pointed at this girl, if you do this, you're gonna get gassed in there. There's gonna be like
tear gas.
Yeah, you get tear gas in there, and you still have to find this code. But if you're willing to do that for her, like we're gonna add $20,000 to the pot that you may or may not get at the end.
Sounds jacked
And she's like, I'll do it.
I'm taking it back now.
Yeah.
It sounds like weird.
It was great.
It sounds like Running Man shit that's going on.
Yeah,
here.
it was kind of like Hunger Games, where they're just like, how can we do this where people aren't that upset?
Yeah.
It didn't last past the season, clearly.
Yeah. All right. So
anyways, back to The Bachelor.
Back to The Bachelor. Hey, we didn't do it. We're back to it. So this is a fantasy suite week.
Yes.
And we've got Blake, Jason, and Garrett, and they're in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Yes.
Now we've got Blake goes, let's just do a quick recap for those of you who really care about the show, and then we'll go off on a tangent. So Blake is up first. They go and visit some monks. They can't touch each other. And then there's a very like sweet, he gets the card, they go into the suite, right?
Yeah.
That's Blake. Jason's next. They go and explore the city. They eat some crickets, and then it's like, shocking, goodbye.
Right.
And then it comes back, sees.
Yeah.
And then we have Garrett in a rafting party, being a goof.
Yeah, real goofball.
A real goofball, and then going to a
real
tree house.
sweetheart.
So he gets the fantasy suite as well. There's a rose ceremony at the end, but JK, 2 roses.
Yep, and that's been the podcast, guys. Thank
Thanks,
you very
bye.
much. Yeah.
But just in case, so you don't get mad at us.
No, people like our podcast.
I know, but I feel like it's fun to sorry Nancy us, but sometimes
nobody's
we go too
listening to
far
us
off.
being out loud every week. You piss me off.
Well, that's how people watch the show. They're like, I hate the show.
Yeah.
And they watch it
That's
still.
true.
Oh, gosh, it's
So
crazy.
I thought it was silly when we first started. Well, one, which we were talking about before podcast, I watched Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown.
Okay.
The Thailand one right before.
So you're gonna
right
get
around the time I
confused.
watched this. So I'm very confused that I'm going to start adding that.
Well,
together.
you'll add some more information about Thailand. I've never been to Thailand. It looked absolutely freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Vibrant.
Yeah.
I love a place where...
looked amazing.
It looked amazing. And the other thing, too, is like I'm really drawn to places where it doesn't look like where you're from. Like, I would love to get away from the cement bullshit that is America.
Yeah.
You know, and like, even when they were hanging out with monks, like, which is a little strange that you have this reality TV show with this, like, massively like deep culture. It's a
Yeah.
very strange juxtaposition, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And I just see that it's just amazing to see like how Americans and this react to sort of a spiritual culture.
Yeah.
It was very odd, in my opinion.
I thought that they did a good job at it.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
they're like these monks are really trying to like they're very slow, they're very calm. I'm feeling like they're at peace. What they're focused on is not like fame and fortune and like Instagram and like fucking like my shit,
Right.
You know. And then you hear like how we talk to
Yeah.
how they talk. I mean, Blake and her, she's like hit this bell.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
When that- yeah,
no,
when that
everybody-
monk-
we sound so stupid.
I know. And they had to do it together, and it was real weird and awkward together.
Yeah.
And they look like they're going to try to break that thing.
Yeah, I was like, whoa,
Whoa.
just
That's Asian.
just
That's
hit
ancient.
it.
Yeah.
Like don't crack it. This ain't the Liberty Bell.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so first when we start off, we have a shot of Becca walking through the market, right, before we meet Garrett. I thought it was so funny. If you notice this, there was a lady in the background who literally had her outfit on.
No, I didn't notice.
It was it's a
Amazing.
little different print, but it was like same dress with a white shawl over, and it looked like it was just a slightly older version of Becca.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, so like that would be, I bet you there's some theorists out there that are like, see, That's why time travel's real.
Oh my God.
That's Becca in the background watching herself, and she's going to say, do not make that decision today.
I know. This is a time portal, you guys. String theory is real.
Right.
Oh, Skedios.
What we got here?
Oh, no. I got a full card. So let's keep going, yeah?
Yeah.
So, I'll put a little technical difficulty on the thing. We'll just keep going.
Cool.
Sorry, guys. Podcast. Ignore this. We had some YouTube situation going on, but I'm going to take care of it and multitask like crazy.
Yeah.
So Becca's walking around with her future self.
Yeah. Right. So
And
I
then
think
Garrett shows up.
I think my theory is that she actually grabbed Becca, moved her to the side, and said, "Listen, for some reason, I can't tell you who you end up choosing." Right?
Because the
I
fabric
can't
of
tell
society.
you, right?
Torn,
I can't tell you
sure.
this, but I'm going to let you know that I am still single and I've never worked out because we always chose the wrong woman. We've always chose the wrong man, right?
No. Okay,
but this is
so
the thing I'm going to tell you, okay?
Okay.
Just look for this. Look for when somebody says we should dress our apartment like this. Just look for that.
We should dress our apartment like that.
And that's the person you do not want to be with because that's the person you ended up choosing, okay?
Okay.
And
Who
that's
is
when
that?
Jason.
Oh.
Because she had that like ghost
So that's
face.
why she decided.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's my theory.
Future Becca.
I don't think it holds up, but I think it could be. It could. There's something there. It's got legs.
You love it. You're like, everything I said, maybe not true.
Because he said that, and she goes, "Yeah, we should." And then you can see her be like this.
That's what future Becca told me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, man.
Crazy.
Well, you know what? I get behind this conspiracy theory.
Sluice. Prickhead Sluice. Look into it for us.
Can you
Let
look
me
into
know.
the time-space continuum for us, please?
Yeah.
Have you been watching a lot of Rick and Morty? Is that what's pushing you towards this way? Or that new
watch
J.K.
Rick and
Simmons movie, Counterpart?
Show.
And
I started watching that.
Did you? Yeah,
Yes,
Jason
it's
and I
very
watched
good.
the first one only, so don't tell me
The
what's
first
happening.
episode?
Yeah, just the
Well,
first
I'm only on
episode.
3, so
Okay. He's real chill about realizing that there's another portal in another dimension.
Yeah, they are
Real
a little
chill about
Yeah,
it.
they are a little pretty like.
Yeah, he's like,
all right.
okay, cool.
Yeah. That was kind of insane.
That you didn't go like,
Yeah.
or anything, like your body didn't have a reaction.
What a
Anyway,
great actor.
And also Becca handled it well too. To be
She
fair,
did. To be fair, she didn't say it to the camera or Chris. Probably Chris was like, "You tell anybody, I'll murder you."
Yeah, and he's also like, that was my secret demon dimensional power.
She's like, where I'm from, Chris is God.
Oh my god, that would be a dimension of hell. I would not like that.
Yeah, like it was like a Wild Stallions type of a thing.
Whoa, crazy dudes.
Yeah.
If we're
Like
if
you say, like, welcome to America. We're here for the right reasons.
that's when you know something's going down.
Yeah.
That's your
No, because that's what they say a lot. Like, I just want to make sure that you're here for the right reasons.
Oh my gosh, there'd have to be a subtler clue.
Yeah.
because they're saying that all the time.
If Chris like went for president, do you think he'd be like, vote for me, Chris Harrison? I'm here for the right reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal you for a minute on economy. Oh man, if we were in a different kind of dimensions, right? If we or like string theories, like there's definitely different versions of us.
Yeah.
What would you say that this version of you is? Would you be like, are you in like the romantic version? Are you worried about relationships, spiritual? You know, what would this one be?
The bad luck one.
Oh no.
I don't know. I would be in man-child.
Man-child one?
Yeah.
You'd be like playful dimension?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I just
I'm
watched
making this up,
Sliders. I
too.
don't know.
I just watched Sliders.
And Fringe when it got good.
Oh yeah, you talked about Fringe before.
I did.
So they're in Thailand dealing with time and space.
Yeah.
Garrett still is in his goof dimension because he's walking around like, what? This bench? What's
Yeah.
a bench?
Yeah,
He sits
right.
down.
Oh, this is so crazy. But then Becca also says before we meet Garrett, Blake. She goes, I'm in love with 2 of them, and I'm falling for one.
Falling for one of yeah, and we're
Falling in love with
assuming
another.
that it was Garrett and Blake, and Jason was the one that was dangling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
the guy that looks like the murderer from the movies.
You really hate that hair.
I do. I hate it so much.
You hate that hair.
Yeah.
I did realize that they're all 29 years old.
You
Maybe
did.
that is something to do with your string theory as well.
They're all
Numbers,
29?
numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in Lost.
What?
Okay, never mind. Numbers matter in Lost. No.
Oh, I watched Lost.
Oh, yeah. Remember Hurley always had a number going on? He was like memorizing a number. There's a number in the hatch.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so can we go on our first date? How do you feel about it? Are we
You
ready?
and I, you're married, Kels.
No, come on.
Nah.
Blake.
Yeah.
Blake date? So they go up
Well, also,
the
okay, can we talk about this?
classic
Yeah,
Jonah.
yeah.
You guys know anytime we want to move on, Jonah pulls a Columbo.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Because I'm always like done, and I'm like, oh no, I did have one more thing.
We all know. I feel like we need to Photoshop your face on Columbo's body.
Yeah. Or the thing when you hear somebody and you don't really, it doesn't click, and you go, "What'd you say?" But then that's when it clicks for you. You're like, I have to hear this again. God damn it.
You're great at conversation is what I'm learning.
Yeah. I'm a bad list. What did you say?
Anyway, what were we trying to say?
Well, we talked about this before podcast started, but when they're staying at where? The Shangri-La?
Shangri-La.
I thought that was just a movie hotel.
Yeah, where they're
like when they're
"Ooh,
like, my number is
Shangri-La."
555. I always thought that was not a real hotel.
Ah.
That's all I wanted to say.
Good.
That's it.
Shangri-La's real? This is crazy.
Yeah.
You're like Marge Simpson who walks into an Applebee's.
Yeah.
Crocodile on the wall.
Oh my
whatever.
Or I go to like Planet Hollywood. I'm like, this isn't Critters? Get the fuck out of town.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot like Marge Simpson. Get the fuck out. Okay, Blake, are we ready for the monk trail?
Yeah.
Okay, so they miss each other a lot. They do the classic Bachelorette thing where they jump on each other and they're like, I miss you, smooch.
Right.
And then she mentions that they're going to go on this hike.
Yeah.
And then when they cross the threshold, they can no longer touch because that is the rule and it's sacred ground and
Right.
you shouldn't be follow
And he's
follow
like,
the
really?
rules.
And then she's like, yeah, you're getting a little handsy, by the way.
Yeah. We need some space.
We need some space. I don't need you to tickle the back of my neck wherever we walk, you weirdo.
Yeah.
But he's already having that breakdown again, man. He's having some problems
He does not
handling the situation.
Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of Vanessa and Nick's. Remember Vanessa was having a hard time? She's like, I know he's with other girls and it freaks me out. Lauren had the same. There's always one person that has a hard time with it.
Right.
Lauren has a hard time in the Ari season rather. Yeah. So he's like, oh man.
I thought Vanessa's more like jealous though about it. Wasn't she more?
I don't know. I mean,
She got real cold.
maybe, but
that
she
work
kept
out?
talking about for sure not.
We know it didn't.
We know it didn't. Oh my gosh. This is not super sidetrack. Nick Viall was just on the lip sync contest because there was a Bachelorette. I tweeted it out if you go to our tweet.
Really?
Yeah. It was Ben versus Rachel. And
fun.
then Ben's song, he had some like groomsmen. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And Nick was there acting up a storm, like, oh,
look at me.
oh,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like mugging at the camera.
Oh, my shirt fell off.
he like wants to get like terrible pants on.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't keep your pants on, Nick.
There's this big posters of him with his shirt off. He's like, I don't remember them taking this. It's like he always does.
This is crazy.
Yeah, did you watch the new Sacha fix that for me. Sacha Baron Cohen show?
Borat? He's Borat.
No, the new one on Showtime.
Oh no, I have not. I don't have Showtime. Is it good? Is it good?
Well, guess who made it last episode?
Nick Viall?
No.
Jessica Jones?
No. No.
Jessica Jones isn't even right.
That's a Marvel
That's a
character.
Marvel, yeah. I meant the lady he dated. The Mad Men
No.
lady. No.
Caitlyn?
Why are you asking me? I didn't watch it.
No, who was the girl that lived in why don't I forget her name? I wrote it down, I can't find it. The girl that lived in Florida that was like kind of like Corinne, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was on there, and man, they did not make her look good.
Oh, good.
Because they were like trying to be like, hey, you should be, so.
What's the premise of the show so we can all follow what you're
Well,
saying?
it's like this ideology show where he just kind of makes people look dumb.
So he's a character and he
leading
interviews
questions.
real people?
Yeah, so
okay.
he's just this guy who's like this famous photographer, billionaire, playboy from
A made-up land?
no from Italy.
That's
and
not
then,
made up. That's a real place.
That's why I said no.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, from Italy. Did I say yeah? It's a made-up place called Italy.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
And then he was just like, okay, we want you to be the face of our.
You're hitting me like I know, but I've not.
I'm having
seen
a
the show.
really dumb moment right now because I didn't write it down. This part, charity.
Okay.
And the charity is like that you were out for the Ebola outbreak, whatever, but she wasn't. But they like superimposed pictures, and then he like was interviewing her about all the things that she did out there, and then he would just like kind of cut the camera. He's like, okay, we need you to say that you're out there for a month, and she was like, they were gonna find out that I won. He goes, no, I own I'm in charge of everything, so like we'll make sure it doesn't get out. And she goes, okay. And he goes, so you've been there for a month, huh? She goes, yeah, I was there for a month, and I really helped out.
Welcome to real reality TV, Jonah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was real funny. Check it
maybe
out.
I'll watch it.
People,
Okay,
check it out.
So Showtime.
Very good show.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
This is America. No, this is stupid.
Your brain's
I'm not doing well.
It's not on point today, Jonah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You didn't write down. It's a
People
whole new
listening
show.
like every fucking week with this guy.
So I want to talk to you about the monks. Can we talk monk talk?
Yeah, what do you want?
So when they went through the hike, they met two monks and
Yeah.
they got advice.
Yes.
And the advice that the monk and the gentleman who's translating was honesty was one of them. Adjustment and adaptation was the second. Patience and calm was the third. And giving was the fourth. So how do you feel about those four?
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you?
Oh yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was just interesting in the way that they cut up the Bachelor, like as far as like sacred, like the different cultures, right? So earlier we were like hanging out with Wayne Newton, and he's trying to give us advice, right? He's like Donga Shane, you know? And then you go and you hang out with this culture, and there's just like what's rewarded is like wisdom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think that again, that clash of culture. And I don't think that's what The Bachelor was trying to do. I think they were trying to give us a beautiful backdrop for their show.
Right.
But yeah, just for somebody like me, I'm just like, man, that's more interesting to me. I know I always say this and it's very boring, but I'm always more interested in the side characters that are just like hired. Like when they hung out with lumberjacks, I'm like, what is this couple about? They're like making a living teaching lumberjack skills.
Yeah.
What? They're more interesting to me than like celebrity.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason why I'm not into the show. I would rather learn about these monks, learn about the culture of them, like being like, me and my Instagram are going on a bikini watch, you know, like it's just not interesting to me.
I think you'd rather watch that than people be like, here are my feelings and these are the feelings that I feel and this is a secret about me.
Yeah, I like that.
You don't like that?
Well, I think I like it in like either a script in which it's crafted or an actual conversation.
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's like on reality TV because I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it. You know, you and I, we don't trust
each other. I trust you.
I trust you.
Do you?
I don't trust.
Do you? Hold this thing. Hold this knife.
No. Give me the big knife. So I thought it was good advice.
Well, I think you might have mentioned this either earlier in the podcast or off when we were just talking, but you said that it was like the Wayne Newton thing and what they said was very similar, correct? Is that what you said?
Well, I think they were like, a lot of people say generally like it's trust, it's communication, you know, that kind of thing.
But like in this context, it just seems like there's so much more weight behind what he was saying.
Yeah, I think here's the other thing. If you sacrifice your whole life towards a greater knowledge, which the monks do, I think there's a purity to it.
Yeah.
There's like a respect I have for it.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to Wayne Newton riding up on a horse, getting his makeup done, and being like, let me tell you about relationships. I'm like, what the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
Even
also,
if he might know stuff.
Yeah, because you wrote one song.
But yeah, there's
And also, I think the whole time he's saying this to you, just like, what happened to your face? What's going on here?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the difference of culture. Like youth and beauty and money is rewarded.
Yeah.
And so somebody like Wayne Newton, even if I don't know that we're using him for example, but even if he has wisdom, even if he has lived a life, because he's sort of in this culture that we're in, where he is clearly getting plastic surgery, he is clearly important to him to have status and money. I don't have as much sort of respect for his wisdom as like somebody. Now this monk might be a real asshole for all I know. You know what I mean? Like I don't know him.
Oh, there were some tweets released about him.
There's
some screenshots.
Listen.
Could you imagine like a monk actually had like screenshots?
Well, this is not my story to tell, but I teach classes, and this girl that I taught class had a really negative experience with a monk.
Really?
And it's not my story to tell, so I'm not going to tell it. But humans are humans, and humans can be corrupt.
Yeah, I know that. I'm talking about like, it's not funny if you know that really happened. That's not funny. But like, could you just imagine somebody tweeting out like screenshots that someone received like in their DM from a monk?
Yeah, the monk was like
the monk like DM'd them.
Yeah, like eggplant emojis, but not.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see a dick pic from anyone.
Right.
But definitely not a monk. That's
it was also just
against the rules.
It's just the fact that a monk holding an iPhone to me seems like a very silly. Like using like emojis and GIFs. That's funny.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
anyways,
at dinner, we get to dinner after they exchange. They hit the bell.
they did.
They hit the bell very, very hard.
Blake made me laugh because when him and Becca were sitting there and then they were praying up front.
Yeah,
Was it
his
praying?
eyes. Yeah,
He
yeah.
looked
His
like
eyes were like shifting all over
Yeah, he looks
the
like
place.
I look whenever I'm at dinner and someone's like, "We're gonna say grace first." Where I'm like, "Are we
Same,
done?" What the?
same.
I was like, I feel so. Were you kind of looking up like, "What's next? What's going
Yeah.
on here?"
Which you really
I'm
make a
trying to
good
be
point.
respectful, but I don't know. Yeah.
When I feel like that's the thing about travel is like when I'm traveling, I'm like, I respect any of the culture.
Right.
I respect any of the rules. I am in your house. I respect what you're doing.
Yeah.
If I'm in America and I go to somebody's house that prays, I'm like, get me out of this cult. and
Yes,
that's
cult.
so strange.
Yeah.
I get so tight butthole about it.
Oh, do you?
know, and Jason's family is very religious. They pray before meals. I
Really?
am not.
Hold hands.
No, they
That
don't do
type?
the whole hand,
Okay.
but it's pretty
Yeah.
close. And it is like I do respect their house, and I'm trying not to be judgy. It's not my belief, but it does make me tight butthole.
Yeah.
It really does. And I have those shifty eyes too where I'm like,
Oh.
am I doing this right? Am I supposed to be doing this? Oh gosh. Do they know
Yeah.
that I don't belong here? I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
like,
Long-time listeners, we switched type butthole from good to bad.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
In this instance right now,
there's
we
a lot
switched
of
it, yeah.
definition of tight butthole.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good point because I do feel like I get that way,
Yeah.
but it's strange. Like when I'm in a foreign land, I'm so much
You
more
could really
chill.
see somebody get tight butthole too. They really
Yeah.
clench up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you clench your butt, so you kind of lift up a little bit,
Yeah.
so you can tell.
Well, and I think it's also the breath. Like you can see people like
No, that's the air coming up their butt.
that's not how.
Yes, it is. When you clench
You're
your
like,
butt, air
I'm
gets up
gonna
there.
put this would be a fart, but I'm gonna suck it all the way
Because
up.
if you clench and then it goes yeah, like that.
You got an airy butthole,
Yeah.
Jonah. We all know now.
No.
Yo.
No.
So dinner, that's when he's freaking out, really, right?
Oh, and
So
then when
Blake
they were
at
like,
dinner-
so to what you're talking about, like where I just assume everything's kind of like, oh, here's an experience. Now you got to pay for it, where they're just being more pure. When the guy goes, okay, yeah, there's a bell, that's what he said. I thought he said, yeah, okay, there's a bill. And, like, hey, we just taught you something, so there's a bill.
Yeah.
And then
that
other
feels
people are
like an America thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we're-
Western culture.
Yeah, then you see like Garrett take out his wallet and he like opens it up. You go say credit. I don't have cash. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you're like, I'll impart you this wisdom
Yeah.
for some cash because capitalism.
Yeah, and then that guy seemed like the guy who was like, "I'll take care of the money, you just do your thing." Okay, you're done. Cool.
Cool,
Okay,
cool.
so there's a bill for this now. Yeah,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the juxtaposition that I'm talking about. In
Yeah.
America, you definitely would have to pay. Now,
for
maybe,
sure.
Maybe
For the
you did.
experience up front.
Yeah, which really sucks.
And then there's a gift shop on the way out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's. I
Where
mean,
you
I'm
get your little
telling
monk
you,
hats.
that capitalism shit.
Yeah.
Squeeze your dollar. Squeeze your dollar.
I thought you were gonna say squeeze your dick for some
No.
reason.
Nope. I mean,
Squeeze
unless
your
that's where you
dick.
put your wallet. Who knows?
Well, that hurts. That's why
Yeah, a little chafing.
I went too far.
So, can we talk about dinner now?
Yeah.
That's George McFly.
Yeah, I noticed that. What?
Jonah is looking around at things. We're in a new environment.
Yeah.
Jonah's like,
You have a
"What's
record
that?"
that says George McFly reading his poetry from the summer of 1955.
Yeah, they're fake records from movies. So that's
What?
Gross Point Blank.
Oh.
And that's, sorry for people who are listening and not watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason got it at a Comic-Con thing that he was filming.
I thought that was real. I was like, that's a real thing?
No, it's a fake record.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 Well, I just thought that guy's career is at where it's at, where he was like, I'll do that.
Yeah. No,
That would
all
make money.
fake.
Anyways.
So abandonment issues happening at dinner. Nobody wants to be left. That's what we've learned.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be left. The card happens. Chris is always, it's a strange tradition. I know it's part of the thing, but it is weird to me that Chris is given a note like, you guys want to sleep together? Here's my permission.
I just hate when they go, Chris Harrison
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
weird. I know that I should be used to it by now, but I'm still
Yeah.
like, gross.
Which is like,
Could you
think about
imagine
me.
if like you were on a date and we're like, okay, we're going to take it to the next level. But wait, Kelsie has this card she gave us.
Yeah, like I
before
need
we
you to
go.
sign this thing first.
Yeah, it's blah, 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 blah.
It's a NDA.
It's weird. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
never sign an NDA, you guys, when it comes to bedroom stuff.
Oh.
That's what we've all learned, have we not?
Right.
Through this year. Very ornate bedroom.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Very ornate.
Yeah.
I love it. Shoes on the bed. That's what I think I know.
That's what you noticed that?
Yeah, I was
didn't
like,
see that.
you laying down with shoes on the bed.
One thing I
Gross.
noticed before the note was read, when Beckham said it was okay, one thing I've realized that I think Blake is very good at. He's very good at making Becca like have a lot of empathy towards what he's going through in this process. So he's just because he's like really confused. He doesn't know, and he doesn't like the fact that like it was nice, a little confident thing. He goes, "I know that I love you more." I think I'm almost positive. And then just like him, because like you could see, she's like, "I went through the same thing," and like he's like kind of making her. I've talked about this before, but he is, I think, making her be like, "Oh, I need to do my part in this relationship as well," because seems like she is doing that more, like reciprocating more. With him than anybody else.
I will say, I agree with you in the fact that he is not giving the burden to her.
Right.
He's just like, he's not like, it's your fault I feel this way. The show's stupid. I hate this.
He's not mad or angry. He's just like, hey, this is what I'm going
through.
This is
how I feel. Yeah.
I just need you to know, like, I'm very concerned because I don't want to be hurt and I really care about you and all this stuff. And this process is like kind of hard because I know that you obviously you care about these other people since it's just us two. And she's like, I felt the same way. And I thought this. And then she's also like, I don't want to tell you anything because this person lied to me, or I felt lied to with this, and I went through I thought that was kind of
yeah. I think they're communicating.
I just wrote down. I'm like, this guy's good at that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, but
yeah, he does seem to be communicating really well and making
it's a great play if it's a play.
Or maybe, if he's being genuine.
He seems like he's doing pretty genuine. I like when guys like right before they say something like super personal, they kind of laugh about what they're going to say. I do that.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, okay, so I'm so in, like that. You're I kind of like that little like, okay, what I'm going to say is like really personal.
Yeah.
So you kind of laugh.
Well, if you laugh, you break tension.
Yes.
And it's a classic thing to like, ha. Yeah. Break tension. I think when it becomes tricky is when your partner takes a laugh as at least coming from my point of view, girl point of view, laughing at you.
Yeah.
Like a humiliation. Because guys are like, that's the worst thing women don't want to be killed by men. Men don't want to be laughed at by women.
Right.
That's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I use laughs and I see it like men like weird out.
Oh.
Where they're like, are you laughing at me?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude, I'm nervous. It's about me.
Yeah.
Like, chill.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. Settle down.
The first girl I ever kissed in my life, like real kiss, like a
smooch.
Smooch is a quick, I feel like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Deep smooch.
Deep smooch. Deep, passionate smooch. It was in my car.
Uh-huh.
I was 16. Well, I had kisses before
Geo
that.
tracker. Sure.
I wish.
Sure.
I always wanted a geo tracker. And then this really asshole kid in my school had one, and all the jocks tipped it over.
Nice.
And I was like, I don't want that car anymore.
Yeah. Why am I nicing bro behavior? I'm like, nice.
Yeah, I never really wanted to like date somebody until I had a car, for some reason, because I didn't want to be like, Mom, can you take me to my date?
Yeah. So you're in your not geo tracker.
No, it was a 1988 Mazda MX-6 GT turbocharged.
Nice.
And it was super tits.
Gross.
So, first like real makeout,
Yeah.
like real, makeout.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing such a bad job. I started laughing so hard.
Laughing in her mouth?
Well, I walked away and I just started to laugh a little bit because I just felt so bad for her and I thought I was doing such a bad job of what I was doing, but not realizing that she also was probably feeling that in her brain.
Oh, yeah.
So then she was just like, were you laughing at the way I kiss?
Oh, no.
Was it me? Is that why you started laughing? And then I was like, yeah, no. But I was like, yeah, just please think that, not on me.
Oh, no.
No, but I was like, no, I thought about something else, which was the worst thing you could say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're also, how old were you? I mean, you're pretty young.
I just got, oh.
We were 16 at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a car.
Yeah.
Maybe 16.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know how to communicate your feelings sometimes at 16. Right. So you're like, yeah, that's for sure it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's also, I keep thinking that. It's not about how bad I kiss.
Yeah, which is like a whole mess.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm the greatest kisser in the whole entire world.
But, I mean, I feel like the answer would be like, you know what, I'm really nervous right now. Like, but you don't know that at 16 to be like, hey, I'm going to just try to be as honest as possible and hope for the best.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's like like for what you said, it's like, no, you're laughing at yourself, but then somebody else is kind of.
Yeah. I put my foot in it sometimes in that situation, not even making out, but just general situations where I'm like, hey, I'm going to lighten the situation by kind of not even be self-deprecating, but try to lighten the mood.
Yeah.
And I don't realize by doing that, it could be potentially insulting to someone else's feelings.
Yeah.
Ugh. I made a lot of mistakes like that when I was like younger.
Really?
Yeah, because I was always trying to my job at my abusive home was to try to diffuse the tension, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I learned to read a room, learn to diffuse the tension. And sometimes you do that and you're not communicating properly in that situation.
Yeah.
And you end up hurting people's feelings. Yeah. For example, I was at Stacey Vera's birthday party one time.
Stacey Vera?
Stacey Vera. Yeah. That's
really?
her name. Yeah.
Whoa.
What, do you know Stacey Vera?
No, it's
okay, you jerk. And I thought I was having like, people were tense. It's like a girls like trying to like adolescence, so we're getting a little weird and we're getting not understanding our power, so we're taking it out on each other. You know how girls get, they don't understand, so they invert in and destroy each other, which is a big problem.
Yeah.
Anywho, so people were like fighting, and I'm like, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna make a situation because at my birthday party, we like to like shove cake in our faces. Like that's the thing. You're like, happy birthday, boop.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you're like, oh rascal, there's frosting on my nose.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna save the day. So
you just smashed.
I smashed. It gets worse, Jonah. It's so
Did you
bad.
knock her out?
It was a strawberry shortcake.
Oh no.
So there was like goo, like strawberry juice everywhere.
Did you know that?
I was like, happy birthday, Stacey. Bam. Bashed the cake in her face, dripped all down her birthday dress.
Oh no.
So she thinks I'm being a bully.
Yeah.
And I was destroyed. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I just was like, I was just trying to do the thing. My mom had to pick me up. Everybody was mad at me.
Oh my God.
I was like the bully. I'm like, no, I'm trying. And I'm
break
like,
her nose?
no, could you imagine?
She like couldn't know what was blood and what was strawberry.
God, it was so embarrassing.
That's insane.
It was so embarrassing. So Blake is much better
Plus
at
you were a
this than I
softball
am.
player.
Yeah, no, I wasn't a softball. I was really, I mean, it was like right at middle school time.
okay.
You know, I didn't have my jacked arm at that point. I was like, boom. Oh gosh. We don't know what we're doing at
It
all.
would be funny if you did that. You didn't, you know, because sometimes your spatial awareness, as when you're younger, is not that good.
When you're young, I'm running to walls still.
It'd be funny if you did that and then you didn't realize that she was like right over a staircase.
Oh Jesus!
Like,
It just turns into a murder mystery. This is terrible.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh God, I still feel bad about this to this day. But it's like you're like miscommunicating. You're misinterpreting.
Yeah.
You're trying to do something, but your tiny kid brain isn't formed, and
Yeah.
you don't understand the situation.
Yeah.
And you make a mistake.
Yeah.
And then you feel like the biggest asshole ever.
Yeah, I've done that a million times.
Yeah, me too.
I still do this in my mid-30s.
I know. So Blake
Where
beats us.
you have a quick
Blake's the
like
winner.
thought, and before you have the chance to like kind of analyze that thought, you just kind of do the action because you think it's funny, and then you're like, oh shit, that was bad.
Yeah. It's bad.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm apologizing all the time.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And I think that's one of the things you're like, hey, just be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the person, like that's what I'm trying to learn through therapy. You don't have to be the person that eases the tension. It's
Right.
not your fucking job.
Yeah.
If you get hired to do a comedy show, do it there.
Right. Yeah.
That's your job there.
Yeah, yeah.
Make the tension, release the tension. That's all we're doing here in
Right.
comedy. I don't need to do it in my life.
Right.
You know, like just chill.
Yeah.
Just like Blake does.
Just chill.
Yeah.
Is he? He's not.
He's not very
having a
chill.
breakdown.
So here's the thing.
and when they say a thing, and then what they say, they said something about like I forget why, but they said something about knock on wood. Remember?
Yeah, and they knock on all the wood. Like that's not wood. That's
yeah,
metal.
wood. Well, I like when she goes, okay, and Becca does it, and it's like clink clink, and then she's like, oh, that's not wood. Do you think that was foreshadowing?
Oh.
Because it goes, oh yeah, I hope we're together. Knock on wood, and she goes clink clink, and it's not wood.
Yeah, no.
Foreshadowing?
I know what you're saying. Like if this was a movie, like they see like in there's that thing of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But in real life, I think
But the show is edited, and I've noticed them using foreshadow before.
maybe.
Usually, it's a lot more blatant than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just thought it was a funny moment, but we'll see, Jonah.
it was a funny moment.
We'll see. Maybe that was the clue that Becca's
I bet you they
future
added
self-
that sound in there too.
Oh,
for sure.
Clink clink.
Yeah.
So
some
anything-
guy was that the ADR people
Yeah.
that like they're like, oh no, if you do that with chopsticks, it
The
sounds more
Foley,
like that. Yeah.
the Foley people.
Yeah.
They're like, click, click, click.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say before the day after Fantasy Suite? Anything happening before we go to the next day?
No,
that you
I just
wanna
thought it was
chat
funny
about?
with the shadow door when you close it, you can see a big boner there.
Shut up. You jerk.
That would be funny if he was
don't
like, okay,
rewind it.
guys.
You can't see a boner.
And then he closes, he turns around, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah. It just turns
Blakey
into a
boy.
weird cartoon.
Yeah. They for sure made some love, yeah?
No, I don't
His
know.
shirt was off.
They always do that. I hate these shots, and I know we talk about it, so I'm not going to focus on it. Where they show the crumpled dress on the floor. I'm like, knock it off. It just
know.
grosses me out.
I feel like they definitely had some insertion going
Oh,
on.
Jesus. I feel like they just talk. Because what was it, Rachel that said, like, the cameras are off, we finally have private time that we're like, listen.
No, but he like fell really in love after that morning.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate who boinks or who doesn't.
Something happened.
Somebody, some other podcast can do that. We're classier than that, Jonah.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
No,
you
we're
did.
not.
You just did say insertion.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
You think we're classier than that?
I think we're trying to not be catty.
That's not catty. That's just like, what do you think happened?
Jonah, you don't know the difference.
No, we're gossipy.
Yeah, I don't want to be gossipy.
Okay. We've had episodes before
Jonah,
based on this.
That's your job. I'm trying to bring the monk energy.
Yeah. That's why we're a good combo.
Yeah. So, he did seem very much in love. They had that very much like, we're not going to leave each other. We don't want to leave. We don't want to leave. We don't want to leave. We're going to stay here together. Oh, gosh, I got to leave.
Do you think they just barge in the camera people, or do you think like they have to be let in and they have to recreate waking up in the morning together?
Oh, yeah, I think they have to recreate it. If they definitely if they're in fact staying alone for the night together, unless that's a ruse as well.
I don't think so.
If that's the case, then I think they have to be like, okay, we're gonna come in, we're gonna get some B-roll shots. You guys lay in the bed together. Yeah, I think it's cameras on now. Yeah. It's go time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Yeah. Anything else, or are we gonna move on to Jason?
No.
Okay.
Do you have anything?
No, I don't. I think that, between Garrett and Blake, who we know are the final two by the end of this, I always thought Garrett. I'm not sure now.
I agree.
I'm not sure.
I'm very caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
It's a little fork in the road.
Although, to be fair, you mentioned last episode that Blake would be a great bachelor.
He would be a great bachelor.
If he doesn't get with Becca. I don't think Garrett would be a great bachelor.
I would say this episode, Garrett definitely showed more that he can be kind of serious and then be kind of good with his words. So this last episode was the first time I was like, yeah, Garrett would be okay as a bachelor.
Really?
This is the first time I thought that.
I didn't see that. I thought he was stumbling all over the place.
A little bit, but he's like kind of at the end there. He's kind of opening up. Well, we'll get to it, but yeah, Jason wouldn't because like, all the girls would be too scared to be around him alone.
Man, I don't know. I like Jason.
No, he seems like when he came back, I was like, oh, are you fucking serious?
I know.
But then I was like, oh, great.
Yeah. I agreed. I was like, oh no, they're gonna make Jason be one of these things. If somebody says leave, you leave.
Yeah.
And then he was just so kind about it.
He just wanted he just wanted to
like a happy closure.
Kind of put a period at the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to get. So they go to the Sunday market.
Mm-hmm.
We want to break down the day a little bit. We kind of already talked about it.
How do you feel about when guys walk with their loved ones with their arm around them?
I don't mind.
Not a fan.
You don't like it?
I think it looks like this is my property.
Oh, yeah. I hear what you're saying.
And I just don't like the way it looks when you like hands. Love it. I liked when with Blake, he was like holding her hand, but she was kind of like hugging onto him while they're walking. I thought that looked very cute for the both of them. They were a very cute couple.
Mm-hmm.
And but I hate like the arm. Because people walk weird and it seems very uncomfortable
I think it
for
would be
girls.
uncomfortable.
Have you had a boyfriend do that to you?
No, never. Never. Mostly because I'm the broadest one in most.
Have you done that to a boyfriend before?
Yeah. Get over here, you old so-and-so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that look. I just hate that look. I don't know, every time.
I can see what you're saying where it does
It's like watching somebody smoke a cigar. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like visually. I hate it.
Yeah. It's so gross smelling too. In the 90s, I used to like every once in a while, like I'm gonna smoke a cigar because I'm gonna look cool. It was so gross and I hated it.
Oh my god,
it was so gross. But I hear what you're saying. The other thing is like, let's say if I was trying to like do the reverse, right? Just to see. The only reason maybe women find it comforting. Listen, I'm not a woman who's like, I don't like feeling like I need protection. But there are women, there are petite women, people who have stuff happen in their past, and they're drawn to like alpha men because they want to be protected because shit's happened to them.
Yeah.
I can't judge them for that. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that they feel secure.
Yeah.
So, man, maybe that's how they feel. It does, now that you mention it, it does look a little like alpha-y, submission-y.
Yeah, and I think it also just looks so uncomfortable to walk like that. Like standing like that, like, I'm for it. Be like if you see like if they stop to watch like a mime in Thailand. Did you see me instantly regret that? Yeah.
Street performing.
Yeah,
cool with it.
Yeah. And then the arm goes around. Love it. Cute.
You're just saying walking is.
And you kind of like bring me a little bit, kiss him on the head there.
Yeah.
But like then when you start walking, put the hand down. Just hold her.
So you're saying for ease, hand holding.
Yeah.
I can hear that, Jonah. I like it.
I don't like when somebody like holds my hand. It's just kind of like there. It's kind of like dead.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Just like hold my hand.
Yeah, you got to be like yoga, always alive with your hand.
Yeah.
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 I don't like when people say baby. Now I know I'm in the wrong there. Because people are like, babe, baby, hey, sweets, baby, whatever. Sweets I like, because that's what I call Jason. I don't know why I said that. But he's like, oh, hey, babe. Hey, baby.
You don't like, does Jason say that?
No.
You say sweets.
Sweets.
Yeah.
Sweets is our thing.
Sweets?
Yeah. Hey, sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like cutesy. And I have good friends who use babe and baby. I don't know why it bothers me. I think everybody has their thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm like, how dare you call your partner babe? I just like, it's not for me. Yeah. Babe.
like it. That's a big transition in a relationship when the pet names come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last relationship with Katie, like, we started saying I love you before we started saying that, and that felt comfortable. But then, like, when we'd say, like, hey, babe, it was like, oh, we're not there yet. It was really weird.
Because I think sometimes it's not the right word. Like, babe, you're like, oh, this doesn't work for us.
Yeah, no, I thought it did. But it just was like, it felt normal. But at first, it just felt like it was happening too soon.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
it was like, I love you. I was like, okay, babe,
you
I love you
say
too. You're
love
like,
you.
oh, babe.
You say love you sort of easy. Aren't you a guy who
To
says...
people?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think, like, there are certain
But it's
things...
like, I love you, but Kelsie, I'm not in love with you. Come on.
yeah. No, but you'd be like, like, you walk out and be like, oh, yeah, I love you. You
Yeah.
know? And I feel like you're like an easy... Someone who, like, that comes easy for. So
Yeah.
maybe other things are like, oh, that's weird because
Yeah.
the love comes, like, saying love you comes easy.
I don't know if I said this in the podcast before, but I have said definitely. There's a while there what I always say to my friends when I like leave them drunk messages, or like there's a while there where I'm like, when I get drunk, I'm like, I just want to leave drunk messages so my friends annoy the shit out of them, and then I'd be like, okay, love you, bye, like that, or I'd say it to my friends because you know the masculinity thing, they get really weird about it. Where I'm like, come on, say you love me, you know you love me, and then so I was dating this one girl once, and I like left her a drunk message, and then the next day, like I saw her, she was like, hey, do you remember your message last night? And I was like, no. And she's like, I think we need to have a talk. And I'm like, you know, I like you.
Jeez.
And I was like, yeah. And she's like, but you need to hear this. And then it was like, hey, you know, I was like, whatever, you know, whatever I was just saying, like just being like silly. And then it was like, okay, love you. Oh shit. And then I hung up. You could hear me realize like, oh, and I go, I say it to everybody. And she was like, so you just say this to everybody? Like it doesn't mean anything? I'm
And
like,
then,
no.
and
See,
then
I
have
go,
instant regrets
Yeah,
about it.
'cause
I
I-
love you. Just kidding.
I was like, no, it's just like my normal, like kind of goodbye, you
Yeah.
know? And then, but not to like, you know, I don't say it to you, but like,
Yeah.
but I was just like, I was just in a drunk mess.
Oh,
she's
man,
like,
that's-
this is,
That's a moment where you're like, oopsies.
Oops,
That's an
whoopsie
oopsie.
daisies.
Because you can't put it out there and then be like, oh, shit.
well, then she was like, okay, I get it. She's like, yeah, you just like, it was just very funny. She was like,
Yeah.
she was just, ultimately she was fucking with me because she knew,
Yeah.
but that was, I painted myself in the corner real bad. on that one.
Yeah. Good one, Jonah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't, eating crickets.
Do
So
you
they're
think,
walking around
Becca's
eating
not throwing I love you out a lot,
No,
but she's feeling it.
But to me, she's telling to the talking heads, like, I don't know if I've ever seen, again, I haven't been watching the show as long as you have, when someone is saying, I am in love with two people straight onto the camera.
Yeah.
I don't, usually they're a little more like elusive about it.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's telling them, but she's telling us, like, I'm in love with Blake.
Well, she said that she hasn't said it yet.
Right.
But she said she's waiting until it's the one that she knows she's gonna end up being with.
Yeah.
But that would suck being the other person, being like, "What? You love me? Why do you talk? What?" Like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that's a
well,
good choice because like you could tell like that show with Ari obviously really messed her up, and she's had some bad boyfriends.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about Becca, as far as like me being my healthy skeptic. She's really good at crying on camera and really good at getting her heart broken, even if it's self-inflicted. So if you're a producer, you're loving it.
Yeah.
Loving it. Put
Yeah.
her in a place where she's gonna cry.
Yeah, and she's good at like self-reflecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I don't think you want to. Again, you don't. That's an exploiting thing
Yeah.
that I hate about the show.
Yeah,
So we
'cause what
get
the
into the moment where the producer shows
Right.
up.
This is why I want
right?
to. Okay. Cool. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
So we're at the point where like she goes and she talks about the future, like, hey, we're gonna like decorate our condo like this, and then she has a fucking like epiphany.
Yeah, because she's
right?
like, well, that's what my
Yeah.
future self told me.
yeah,
That
you're
this
like,
is the wrong decision.
Oh, time codes coming together.
Yeah, but that was crazy. Like that's the one thing I think that I like about her is like her instant realization is she
No
can see it
poker
all
face.
over her
Yeah.
face. Yeah.
No poker face. Yeah.
I'm surprised she wasn't like, whoa.
Yeah. Slow mo Matrix style.
Where you're
Yeah.
just like, are you okay? She's like, I need to step out for a second.
But I do think you should trust your gut, right? And
I agree.
clearly your gut is like going like pew, 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 pew. If she's saying like I can't breathe, I feel sick, something's wrong.
Have you been there? I've been there in
Oh,
a relationship
yeah.
where I've definitely said something like, yeah, when this happens in the future, and then I'm like, oh, that didn't sound good at all
Yeah.
for me.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I've actually said it, but I've had
Yeah.
I don't know if there's been like that moment where I said it out loud, but
I
there's
have.
been a situation or something where I'm like, this is done.
Yeah.
This is for sure
Oh,
done.
then I peed her out immediately
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
For surezies.
Yeah. For sure. You're like, love you. Just kidding, soik.
No, like where it's just like we start talking about like future plans, and you're like, oh my god, really? And then Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do listen. I always enjoy this part of the show, and I know this is when reality TV gets you because they're like, oh, the veil's
Fourth wall
down.
break. I like
you
that.
see the you
But
see
then
the
you
camera.
never
you see the
you never
producer.
see the producer's face, really.
Yeah, no.
They always try to keep that a secret.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's exploit these guys,
Yeah.
but let's not show anybody our face.
Yeah.
Anywho.
That'd be funny if it was like, okay, guys, we can talk a second, and then it cuts to the producer. You're like, Meryl Streep?
Could you imagine? It's Tom Hanks and
Yeah.
Meryl Streep
Or like
behind the
Oprah?
strings.
You're like, what? This is what you're doing
This
now?
is crazy. You have so many magazines to do.
Yeah.
What are you
She's
doing,
like, let me
Oprah?
call over the PA, and it's like, it's
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese.
Listen, we need a little more violence.
Yeah,
we need a little more. Somebody's gotta.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So
And it's like cuts to the caterer. It's like Stephen King. You're like, what the fuck? Life
what did
is
you
not
guys
going
do
well
for you guys?
these people. Yeah.
It has gone bad.
Yeah, so she
excuses herself, which is her go-to move.
Poor
Like, she
Jason.
doesn't want to. Like all of a sudden, he's like, "What is it?"
I love they kept cutting Jason where he's like, yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah.
This never ends up bad for people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I don't know. It would be hard. Listen, it's hard to break people. Like, would you rather be the reciprocator or the reciprocatee of breaking up with somebody? Breaking up with people is hard.
It sucks.
It sucks. You feel like a trash garbage person.
I think it
unless
sucks
you are a giant ego.
I think as the longer the relationship is, the easier it is.
To break up with someone?
I agree. Yeah.
Wait.
I agree. I agree. I thought you just instantly was going to agree with me.
So wait, you're saying the longer the relationship is, if you're the person that breaks up?
I think the conversation is easier to have because I think both ends feel it.
Yes. Okay, I hear what you're
So
saying.
it is kind of like, okay, like this
It's a
needs to be-
mutual most
and
of
it's
the time.
usually out of a passionate argument that the first like we're done, and then it's like what's really going on.
Yeah.
But I think like when you're blindsiding somebody with it, that sucks.
Yeah. When the person has no idea,
No
the person
idea.
is happy.
Yeah, and then
person is
you
feeling
also
it.
have shown that you're happy as well.
Yeah. That's
Ugh.
like Jason's biggest fear. Not in the show. My Jason.
Yeah.
We always have that conversation.
Well,
He's
that's Jason's new biggest fear.
like, Jason on the show
Yeah.
for sure has this fear. But like, I'm just going to be gone one day. Like
Like he
Good
comes
Will
home
Hunting
and you just
style.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Because I had a tendency to do that
Yeah.
in my earlier days. I'd
Yeah.
just be gone. But yeah, that's
It's good. You're
uncool.
keeping him on his toes.
No, that's not. No, otherwise we wouldn't have lasted this long. We have a lot of conversations. I think I said this before. It's like if we have like an argument or disagreement or something, and I have to like excuse myself, I'm like, I will be back.
Yeah.
I'm always coming back, but right now I need some time.
Yeah.
So he's not like freaking out about me leaving and getting on a train and just hitting the road.
Yeah.
Because that is a fantasy for a lot of women, by the way, even women with children. I'm not joking.
Just getting on that
They're
train.
like, what if I just started over?
Yeah.
Do you think men have that fantasy as well? Women, most of my friends, at least a few handfuls of times in their lives, are like, I could just run.
Sounds like your friends are in bad relationships.
No, even good relationships.
Just in life, you mean?
Yeah, they're like, I could just start over. I could just be someone else, someone new. I could just go. Sounds more romantic than it actually is.
The way you're talking about it makes me want to just drop this mic and leave.
But yeah, the reality is you don't.
Yeah.
But there's this like this like brief like wave of like, I could just scram.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know how you
when
like
I'm
to
happy,
live
I'm
on the
pretty
grid,
happy.
Jonah.
I love being on the grid.
You could be off the grid. You could be a real grifter.
Oh, I always want to be a grifter. Yeah.
So I thought that's why you'd agree with me on this. Anyway, so what do you think about this breakup? Now I know that you've got a glint in your eye about getting a train now, but let's get
Grifting.
back. Grifting. Yeah, so Becca's crying those eyelashes off. She's having a real hard time with it.
Yeah.
Jason, very much in a gentlemanly way, takes it. She's like, he tries to understand. It's like, I don't understand if you're not confident in this decision, why you're making it. She can't give an explanation. He's like, I can't. I guess I respect it, but okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. I'm so glad they got him a truck and didn't put him in a tuk-tuk truck on the way back. Could you imagine that? That would seem a little
on those
sadder.
scooters with a family of 6.
Yeah, that seems like a little. You're like, okay, just put him in the big SUV.
That'd be funny if they're like, here you go, here's your skateboard, get out of here.
Yeah, you just gotta skate off. Yeah, be gnarly, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The last time you see him, you see him just kickflip over the horizon.
He's like, thank you.
I thought it was good. I mean, a part of me when she was like, "I'm gonna forego going to the fantasy suites because I think it would be bad for us for emotionally. I was hoping he'd do like that guy thing, be like, no, listen, you understand, like nothing has to happen. I just want to spend, like.
Yeah, we're just trying to get laid at the end.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. He looks like he'd do that.
Because you hate his hair.
Yeah.
Oh, golly. What if he comes back in like the Men's Tell All and he's got like more of like a modern sort of like an Ari, like that sort of modern, like, I don't want to say pompadour because that's not it.
Does he still have the lisp?
Lisp?
He talks on his tongue a little bit. He sticks out his tongue a lot when he talks. You ever notice that?
Oh, yeah, I guess he does.
Yeah. I don't know. I like him. I was noticing when he was wearing the shirt, I was like, he's got good arms. He's got nice arms. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
I feel like he got more attracted to me by the end there. I just don't like his hair.
You just don't like his hair.
Maybe
so he leaves.
Maybe I'm jealous of it. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe I'm putting my own shit on him.
Oh, projecting. So you want to talk about him coming back before we get to Garrett? Because there is a little, they do kind of split it up in the show.
Well,
so
I will say, you watch on Hulu, right?
I watch on Hulu.
Did they say like coming up on The Bachelor?
So
they erased that.
They do have a little like up next.
So so I watched on normal TV. So they did that, and then like they cut to Becca. Well, they cut to like Garrett, like that, and go to overnight suites, and then it cut to Becca being like, I can't believe you did that, like that.
It looks like it's
I was
Garrett.
like, what the fuck did Garrett do to her in the overnights? I thought he was like
abusive and
all of a sudden he's just like,
crazy.
I'm really into bondage.
You went right to leather.
Why didn't you like, whoa, this guy's super.
Yeah. I know what you're saying though. It did make it seem like it was something new,
he's
not
like
a Jason
goofy,
thing.
and he's kind of like like the whatever.
Real lighthearted.
Yeah,
jester.
so he seems like the type that'd be like in the bed. He's like, I like to choke people. And you're like, holy shit, dude.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He's like, just put this belt around you. You're like, oh my God.
With that creepy smile.
Yeah.
The smile turns like
I
fun
could
to
see
creepy.
that. I could kind of see that.
I always see like there's this guy I used to work with called Jim Kissel, and he was like Will Ferrell, but
me
like
say
a
the full name.
salesman.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a good name,
Yeah.
right? I probably shouldn't have said the full name. You're right, but it's just a good name. Hey, I'm Jim Kissel. I'd be like,
Yeah.
how's your day working out for you today, Kels? Like he's one of those kind of
Yeah.
guys. I'm like, Jim, do you go home and like skin kittens?
I bet you do.
Because
Yeah.
you can't be like this all the time. I think
Right.
people think that way about me because I'm pretty like, hey,
Yeah.
but not to that degree where it's almost like the Truman Show or something where it's
Yeah.
almost like Leave It to Beaver
Yeah.
where it's like this is too like saran wrapped or something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, where you're like something's up underneath it.
I've thought that towards you.
Have you really?
I was like, I think secretly she's like a real mean girl.
Oh, you've said that before.
I think I have.
But
yeah.
now you just know I am mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not like a mean girl. I just have,
Mean tendencies.
I'm just a human.
What do you think what's my thing?
What's your thing?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How am I like?
How
Did
are you like?
you have thoughts towards me?
No. I always thought you were a little more broier than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. I mean,
Everybody else can see that too.
yeah. I think that's the first impression people get.
Yeah.
Because, well, you also talk about it on your set.
Yeah.
Like people have like this idea that you're like, oh, dude stuff. And then
Dude
you're
stuff.
not that way.
Then I watched The Bachelor, but I still tanned before I watched it.
Here's the thing too. I feel like you are someone who's like empathetic and kind and yet just a sprinkle of that vanity.
Yeah.
That's
fun. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's
you know
good.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can have a goof about yourself.
Hell yeah, you can.
Yeah. You're a real dickhead is what
What
I'm
the fuck
saying.
is that supposed to mean? We set that up. That was good.
Yeah, you really did. Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to talk about Jason some more? Or you want to go to
Yeah.
Garrett?
Well, when does Obama come in?
Obama comes in an Anthony Bourdain's.
Oh.
Nice one.
Yeah.
You're getting your Thailand shows
Yeah.
confused. Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So what'd you feel about Jason coming back?
Listen, they set it up,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do the
Because we've
thing.
seen it before.
Yeah,
And it's
people, like,
always like.
It never goes well.
Yeah, like who just did that? I already forgot his name. The
Chris,
dude,
the angry Chris guy.
Cocaine Chris.
Cocaine
Cocaine Chris Cowboy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he's just like, whoa, like all shit. You're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's not in it he's in it to like prove something.
Yeah.
It's not going to end well.
Yeah.
Jason went in there and
Just
I
like,
think
here's the thing. I mean, I just want to give you this, and I just want to let you know, like in a weird way, he was being so nice and so giving and kind that he kind of like, I think he had a little wink in his eye. He's like, you're making the wrong decision.
You think so?
And she's like, that's not what Future Me said.
That's not what Future Me said. I've got to go with Future Me. And Future Me said run for the hills. But I do think because here's the other thing that I always say about this show and about life in general. I do think, and I think he mentioned this, right? Or did I make this up? Endings are important.
Yeah.
How you end a relationship says a lot about who you are as a person. Now that doesn't mean that you're gonna make mistakes and you could end it badly.
Yeah.
And each situation is different, right? If you're in an abusive relationship, sometimes it ends badly and you
gotta
just
run
like,
away.
go fuck yourself. Yeah. But something like this, where he's like very affable, he's like, I want you to be happy. She wants him to be happy. You know, it's
He was really attentive to what she was saying. Like,
yeah, they were listening.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, she's good at breaking up with people, and Jason seems like he's good at breaking up with people too.
Yeah. Well, I think she's also, it's just kind of nice that was like, he just didn't feel like closure on it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to feel closure for yourself to move. I mean, it might be a selfish move, but I think it's like, it was just important. Because
Yeah.
I would agree that, I mean, it was kind of like, okay, this is the show. See you. You got to leave on the tripod bike or whatever.
Yeah, the tuk-tuk.
Yeah, yeah.
Like get out of here.
Yeah, here's a pogo stick. I'll see you later.
Yeah, but he even said at the very end when they were hugging, like, sorry that I just needed, he said something like apologetic, like, sorry to bother you, like, sorry to come back. I just needed to come back.
Yeah.
You know, and that, I don't know, that there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
You know, it would be different. You know, at first it might have been like, oh no, what's this guy gonna do? Like if you were in her shoes.
And there was real feelings involved, and you know, I know it was only for a couple months, but it was still like something. So it's just kind of nice that it was like.
It felt like.
And it was nice that Becca was even like, sure, let's do
thanks.
that. Yeah,
and she was like, hey, you know what? He deserves a good girl. I hope he finds somebody because he's the best.
Yeah.
It was a very grown up breakup, even if it was a fake breakup, because it's a reality TV show. I thought it was very grown up.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, and I think it was hard on Becca, but it was still like a good thing that she did that for him, I think.
So let's talk about Garrett.
Let's talk about Garrett.
So Jason's out of here. So Garrett, they go into the jungle and they do some rafting on some bamboo. Bamboo is Jason, my husband's favorite wood. Just wanted to let you know. Do you have a favorite wood? Because I don't, and I don't know why he does.
I don't know anything about wood.
Okay.
When people are like, "Oh, is this oak?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?"
when people are like smelling it, like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Like Nick Offerman is very much into wood, the actor.
It's a guy thing.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
People are splashing him, and Garrett looks like he's getting a little irritated.
Yeah.
His smile's getting a little tight.
Yeah. And then he even sat down and he was just like, yeah, it was real fun with them splashing at us, huh?
I was like, uh-oh.
I thought
He
Becca
doesn't
would
like
be
a
more
splashy.
I'd be pissed more. I feel like as a girl in a dress, I'd be more mad at that.
Yeah, but I love it when they're like, oh, what's
Because they
happening?
were really going after her.
The
where I was like,
splashes?
whoa, pervs. Calm down.
Stop it. His feet can't stop shaking, I notice, when he gets nervous. Like how she looks
Yeah, I
down.
noticed
She has
that
to
too.
tell, like, she can't look at people sometimes.
Yeah.
His feet are just constantly moving.
Well, there was when they were sitting on the pier, there was that one cutaway where it looked like he was just going,
yeah.
like
He's
with his feet. Yeah.
But even before when they were sitting, he's got like a nervous energy a little bit,
Yeah.
I think, which,
Yeah.
hey, I get it.
I do that. You see my knee going right now.
Yeah. And then he did open up, and I have to tell you, he said, I truly love you. And I was like, Jonah!
I know. I caught that too.
I hope you're drinking, Jonah.
I wasn't.
He said truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Garrett read out loud. I was a little nervous for him, but he did
Every
well.
time.
He did well.
There's always a one person. I'm always like, that person's not going to do well. And I thought Garrett was going to be the one where he's like,
Yeah. And I get nervous reading out loud too.
I do
have
too.
to say, like, not trying to like shit on Garrett just because we make fun of him because he's a little bit of a magoo.
Yeah.
I get really
Okay.
nervous reading out loud. I read too fast.
Yeah.
And then it all goes brrrr,
Yeah.
and I just got to breathe.
I thought he was going to have a big problem with that, where I was going to be like, ugh, and then I'd hide behind my couch for a little bit. Because I felt
You're
so
like, I feel so
uncomfortable
bad,
for
I
him.
feel so bad.
Well, the one thing too, because like he is just kind of a dope, you know, but like in a fun way, where like when she was like, I don't know, I just felt like us going down the river was kind of like, you know, equated to like a relationship.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
it's
got a
just
river
like,
analogy.
Yeah, like that. You could tell he was looking at her being like, I gotta be honest, I don't know what you're talking about.
Which, to be fair, at some points I'm like, yeah, call that shit out.
Yeah,
You're like, well, really?
Yeah.
A river? Come on.
I know.
But I know what you mean. He's like, uh-huh.
But you can tell
There's
he's
a
just
lot
like,
of smiling.
yeah,
And I wonder if it's like,
sure.
he's not a dope if he's just like, I'm not used to a camera being here still. Because I wonder if I would be like a lot
Yeah, I
of smiley.
wonder-
Like,
yeah.
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 I don't know.
I don't know. He seems kind of dopey,
He seems a little dopey.
but like fun. Where you're like, that guy's an idiot, but he's like the most fun.
yeah. He
Yeah.
also like at one point, because every once in a while he does really good lines where he's like in their treehouse finally, he's like, is this glamping?
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah.
When I'm like,
Doesn't they go
all
glamping?
right.
Yeah, I liked it too when they're like walking. You know, when he said, "Yeah, we'll do that," and he walks towards the where they're gonna stay, and then she goes, "Isn't this so cool?" And he goes, "Yes."
I didn't notice
He goes,
it.
"Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes." I thought, what a fun way to say yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
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 So
Yes.
Jonah,
Yes.
after their treetop, they like do the smooches. She says goodbye. She's walking away in the rain. He's looking out. You know, all that kind of cinematic stuff that they do. The next day is the rose ceremony. Did you think it was going to be the end? For a second, I was like, is this
Like she was still gonna do it. No,
Are we watching the last
You
one?
think they just surprised to a final?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this would be the best if they were like,
You
we
just
don't
wanted
need
to end
I
it
did.
quickly.
I did. I was like, oh, I think this is the end.
Well, the one thing I wanted to mention is just with Garrett was like I liked we finally get to see him say I'm in love with you, which
Yeah,
is what she was
truly.
waiting for. Truly love
Yeah.
you. And then I liked that he said like I hope that you're the last person I ever have to say that to.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, good line.
You like that line?
He even said a line in the upcoming episode where he looks at her and he goes, I just wanted to let you know that I'll choose you every day.
You like the lines?
I like the lines. Sometimes he does because he's so dopey. It kind of takes you by surprise.
Yeah, that's it.
Or
Maybe
he's
that's
like,
it.
and you're just so pretty.
Yeah. So if he slides into like a heavier quote, you're like, dang.
Whoa.
He also said, "Making me a better man." She's making me a better man.
Yeah, but I think he just watched it as good as it gets.
Yeah. But there's a thing that like reminds me, like I feel like that's why I'm with Jason. I think he is opposed.
Makes you want to be a better man?
Yeah. He makes me a better human.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, what a compliment.
Yeah, and
Are you listening, Jason?
he's for sure not listening. He's given up on us. He's like,
Yeah.
this is too long.
Don't say that out loud.
Listen to the first 20 minutes. Probably like most of our listeners,
Come on,
according
come
to
back
the
to us.
analytics.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, that's not true.
yeah, there's a drop off. Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not on our podcast.
Anyway.
But sometimes I see the podcast where it's like, oh, by the way, people, we can see who listens to the podcast. Some of you we can see. It's very weird.
I
'Cause
mean,
I'm like,
we don't have
they
your
listened
address.
again. No, we don't have your address
Don't
yet.
worry.
Sometimes I notice like some people be like, oh, they listened like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, it took them a while to get through that one.
Yeah, they were like, we got to take a break. Listen, we know we want to take
Yeah.
a break from us as well.
Not from us. I think it's just kind of like, but also like
It's too much.
every single time I'm like, all right, let's keep it underneath an hour. And then every time
Never.
you and I are like, ooh, so.
To be fair, I listen to other podcasts and people do this a lot. You listen to the Adam Scott podcast about REM. Jason listens to it. It's an REM podcast. They are all over the place, man. All over the place. Anyway, we're just justifying our existence.
Right. Now we're just naming podcasts that also do it.
People are like, well, you had us. Now we clicked off. Okay, so it's not the end. There's a rose ceremony.
Yeah.
So it is Blake. It is Garrett. It is Becca entering on a boat. I don't know the name of the boat. A boat of some kind.
Right.
Chris is there just standing guard. Very beautiful. Very beautiful
Yeah.
location. Again, very vivacious. And there are 2 roses. So there was really not a rose. That's my rose. I drew a rose, you guys. There it is. That's my rose. Don't look at my writing. It's all spelled wrong. There you go, YouTube. So they both get a rose.
Yeah.
So they went through the whole ceremony. And then next week they're going to visit her parents in the Maldives, which is very beautiful. I watch travel vloggers.
Really?
Maldives is very beautiful.
Okay, I'm
Holy
excited.
cow.
Yeah. Looks good.
Next week is the Men Tell All. Week after that is the final episode of
Right.
season 14, Becca's season. And I did like the pee outtake.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
'Cause
I always wonder if people have to pee and poo.
Well, the one thing is that when they cut to them kind of waiting, they took a couple of beats longer than normal, and I'm like, that felt weird. And then I was like, oh, you set it up for that. That was
'cause
amazing.
he's like waving. Yeah.
And I like that break too, where he's just like, I gotta shit, dude, I really gotta pee.
I gotta
And
pee.
then
Garrett just
Garrett's kind of
laughs.
like, yeah, he's like, are you serious? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's like fun kind of.
They get to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Have fun,
And then he's just like, oh man, you see, I got here 15 minutes before you did.
Yeah.
I peed before, but I still got
But I
to.
still
And the
gotta
producer's
go.
like, you can go. He's like, I can go.
And he just
And
runs
goes and pees
behind a
somewhere.
building.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if he like did that and then something happened. He's like, oh, shit, I just pissed my pants.
You guys get a hair dryer. Get a hair dryer out here.
Yeah, and then like some poor PA who's Steven Spielberg. It just a smell of warm pee.
Spielberg. Man, this is
Well,
so-
Ready Player One did not do well in the theaters, so he's hurting.
He's got to dry off reality TV pee pants now.
Yeah.
Golly jeepers. Well, that's it, you guys. So next week, going to be a little bit different on the podcast. I'm out of town.
Yeah.
So we're going to figure something out, but we will have something ready for you. And then
Yeah.
the week after that, it's the end.
Yes, it is.
The end is near.
Yeah, it is.
Your phone's blowing up, Jonah.
Hell yeah, dog.
So that's it, everybody. What else do we have to say about this? Are you excited? Who do you think?
Ooh,
I don't know. I mean, I was saying Garrett from the very beginning, and now I don't know. I think it could go either way.
I think it's gonna be Nick Vile.
Oh, golly
He doesn't
jeepers.
come back at the end there.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I get Garrett. You both of us were going for Garrett since day one.
Mm-hmm.
He got the first impression rose,
Mm-hmm.
but I just feel like with the way that Blake is speaking with Becca, I think she just like is so kind of knows exactly what he's going through, and seems like she wants to like kind of prove to him more too. She's the first person, and she actually has been a little more vocal, I think, with.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It looks like it's going to be a hard decision for her.
I like these ones where you're like either or. I think it's the right decision.
Yeah. I wonder in like the grand scheme of things, because you know how I always like to look at it like the game show that it is and not a real thing.
Yeah. You can just say I just look at it like a game show.
I do.
Not the game show that it is.
That it is. It is a
Yeah.
game show. If I was the producers and if we're looking to do a little inside baseball for the next Bachelor, I would pick Blake over Garrett. So I would try to have Becca pick Garrett so that we can have Blake still in the game.
For the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
If
agree with that
that's
one.
how this works.
It's not.
But if, let's just for argument's sake,
I'm not.
say
No.
if
no.
it is,
No, because then you're gonna cut this.
I'm not
where
going
you're
to
like,
take the time to edit.
yeah, that's true. I don't do that either.
Yeah, then I would say Blake would be a better Bachelor in the future.
When the iPod thing kind of went down for a second, and
See if it's
for the
still
video,
working. Oh,
and then you're like, hold on a second, wait a second. In my head, I was like, take note, edit this out, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I should.
We're real, you guys. This is
Yeah.
real reality
Yeah.
where it's like clunky and shitty.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, Jonah. We
That's
did
it.
it. Another episode in the books.
Yeah.
Should we tell them bye or what? Do you have any shows you want to talk about? We never do that anymore. Are you doing any shows in Chicago?
Yeah, if
Next
you're in
week?
Chicago, this gets released on today, Wednesday. I have my show at Laugh Factory called Three's Company. That's the last Thursday of every month, so that's tomorrow or next month Thursday, and then every Saturday you can see Blackout Diaries, which is a drinking storytelling show, which a podcast coming out soon with that. And
Awesome.
every Wednesday, comedians you should know in Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's it. How about yourself?
Well, so I'm my tail end of the Zanies month is going to be done this month.
Mm-hmm.
So July 30th will be my last day at Zanies, and then the Kate's has a big show.
What Zanies are you at?
Old Town.
Old Town.
Old Town, so Northern Wells. And then, but I think that'll probably be really over by the time this, there's only a couple more days left to that
Yeah.
just this week. But the Kate's is we're having a big show at the Improv in Schaumburg, August 30th. So you have
Yeah.
some time for that. So if you're in Chicago, cool. Or if you're not in Chicago, you're listening from elsewhere, but you have friends, let them know.
Yeah, and feel free to actually email us if you ever want. We like to take care of you because you guys listen and put up with us. So just feel free to email us if you're interested in seeing any of the shows. If you're in Chicago and you want to know if we're going to be anywhere, and then we can also get you comp tickets.
Comps, yeah, for
we'll
sure.
take care of you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you take care of us, kind of.
Yeah. Thank you for the comments. And I know that we're stretching into YouTube, and I know not everybody is crossing over from iTunes, SoundCloud to YouTube, but the YouTube folks, thanks for commenting
Yeah.
and being rascals with us. Yeah.
But like the podcast listeners, iTunes, SoundCloud, like please keep liking, sharing, reviewing, subscribing. That really helps us out and get the word out. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm winking.
Oh God, don't watch the YouTube thing. Don't watch it. Just don't watch it. It's so stupid.
Stop it.
Don't do it.
All right, let's get out of here. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.